Limos and Roses fans, it's me, Chelsea, here. We would love if you could like, subscribe, do all that noise. That would be so nice because we are now on YouTube for the first time ever. We've been all over the place, except we haven't been on YouTube. And now we're here. So, like, subscribe at the button below, and we would love to talk to you about more Batch information, Batch Nation.
Yeah, we're all here for the right reasons.
Limos and Roses is a humorous and occasionally offensive podcast. All opinions are based on the bachelors and bachelorettes being in the top 99 percentile of their respective genders with regard to their physical attributes. In other words, no offense. And thank you for listening. Enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to the very 43rd podcast of Limos and Roses.
Frace is like, I give up on all that.
This, of course, is the always shirtless, good old-fashioned vibrator, model walking, fish tossing, praying before dating 32 women, semi-sober bachelor, maybe gets married podcast that you all know and love. The recap podcast over all other recap podcasts that covers season 25 of The Bachelor. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you may or may not know, this very show began with our very own Bachelor Fantasy League entitled Limos and Roses. On this podcast, I'm joined by my husband,
Jet!
and our buddy,
Frace.
and me. I'm your host and moderator, Chelsea. You guys, it's the first impressions episode. It's my favorite episode of the season. It's what our entire league is based on. Limo exits, and then the very first rose ceremony. These girls seem genuine, like 30% of them, and they definitely seem fun, and I'm really excited to get into it.
He just checks all the boxes. I'm actually very excited to meet this Bachelor. I think it's going to be a really fun season, and I think that this guy, I think, will be a welcomed new change to what we've seen previously on The Bachelor. It's a shame he's not athletic. You know what I mean? It was a sweet little Peloton ad too at the top of this.
Oh yeah, cue the Rocky theme music. By the way, everyone, happy New Year, happy new season, happy everything. This is a nice bit of respite from the storm that is the real world sometimes. I agree with everything you just said, Frace. I think he's a stand-up guy, standing up very tall, I might add. But I liked everything about him. He's a real estate broker in New York, which means he's also unemployed like the rest of us. He hit his head damn hard on that couch, dude. I was like, this guy's a football player. Let's get the concussion tent out. Somebody put the medical tent over him. And he said he's excited about the process because he's seen it work. And I just thought, how many times are we going to go over this? It's like maybe they just watch the season and never Google another thing about the show ever again. And they just like to think that everybody lives in that fantasy land. And everyone who won at the end they're all still together. Wouldn't that be something? So, yeah, but good. I'm glad he thinks it works.
If that were the case, we wouldn't have this podcast.
He says, I just don't know what my love story is or the perfect story is. And his mom says, the perfect story is your love story. And all I could think is, ma'am, you do know he's on The Bachelor, right? Like,
Chelsea, and I just wrote bullshit.
Your love story is a game show. That's so amazing. It is, it's such an odd game show when you think about it. It's like, it's showcasing how good of a person you are, to win the love of someone you don't even know. Like, what is with that?
I just worry about Matt James so much because I feel like he has a limited amount of shirts available. And so if anyone wants to start a GoFundMe to buy Matt James some shirts.
We could use our nickel jar.
I would like, that's what our
whole wardrobe
jar. Matt James also says the phrase, you know what? I got 10 toes on the ground. And I thought,
Better than 9.
It is. Ask my uncle. He would be like, dude, I'm jealous. He has 9.
Ask my uncle.
He has 9.
Hashtag for
What's
sure.
your uncle's name?
Well, he has 9.5. He could kick a hell of a field goal. Hey, I'm keeping the football theme going. What are we doing? Maybe I need the concussion tent. I don't know if I'm feeling so well. What's happening? What are we talking about again?
So we move forward. There are some little introductions. We have some ballerina time. We have some interesting education about being deaf. We have party girls. We have a girl from Ethiopia who's a pharmacist. We have some wild things that go on, some really fascinating and sad but sweet things that go on. Let's talk it over, shall we?
I like to call this the amuse-bouche of like these of meeting these women, or this is like snack time where you just get a little morsel of like, here's who they are, here's who they
Past
are.
hors d'oeuvres, dude. I'll have the crab cake, the little mini one.
It seems as though they like focus on one thing for these little snack portions, and it's sometimes sad because these little snack portions are not like, they don't define who these people are. But unfortunately, when you're a viewer and because of editing, we're just like, we have to say things like, oh, that's the ballet dancer, oh, that's the deaf girl, oh, that's
that's the crazy one,
that's whatever. And it's all editing. We realize that these are real human beings with a multitude of what makes them human beings and compassionate people, probably. Either that or they're awful.
And they are signing up, as our buddy Drew once said, they're signing up. The ink is dry on the page. They know what they're getting into. They're out there in the public eye, which is essentially saying, here I am, go. I'm a target, as bad as that sounds. It's like, it is what it is. And, sometimes some things may be perceived as offensive, depending on who, what perspective you're looking at it from. But all of it's in jest. We don't know these people as human beings. I'm sure they're all lovely people, but
or terrible.
To that end, with our podcast, we are going to speak from what we see with our eyes on that screen. That's what we do.
The ink is dry on the page, and you have signed your life to the editors of The Bachelor. Before we exit some limos, Matt James has to decide, should I wear a shirt? Does white go with black? Did anyone else catch that moment?
If I was Matt James, I would never wear a shirt. Ever. Why would you ever wear a shirt when you're built like that guy?
Well, it might be cold. I think he can still get cold. He's not impervious to inclement weather. I mean, he might be. The guy's a beast.
This dude is made of antivenom, or whatever that stuff Wolverine has.
Adamantium.
There you go. I told you, I'm not a wordsmith. I'm a fashionista.
He has a private chat with Chris, and he brings up the topic that he is the first Black Bachelor, which has a lot of pressure. Rachel Lindsay felt it. She got a lot of hate. Frankly, every Bachelor and Bachelorette gets a lot of hate. He's much like all the Bachelors and Bachelorettes. He's a good dude. He's a normal guy. And the color of his skin doesn't matter. And I think that that's what's so interesting is he feels this pressure that really shouldn't exist because it's 2021, y'all. And I know this is really interesting coming from 3 white people. So I would like to bring Arianna Rosario into this conversation. She is a makeup guru, as it were, an expert in skincare, hair care, all of the above, and she is mixed race. So because of that, she's going to have some things to say in a fashion corner later on. But I would love to hear what you have to say about this balance of being mixed race in today's society and any pressures that Matt James might feel in that world.
Absolutely. I mean, as you've said, I come from a multitude.
I know I'm putting you on the spot, by the way. My apologies.
No, it's all good. I come from a multitude of different backgrounds. My mom is like primarily European, like Irish, Swedish, Polish, that type of thing. My dad is from the Dominican Republic, but our kind of background there is a little bit more of the like native Taino, African side of things rather than with like a little bit of like Spanish and Portuguese mixed in there. So, you know, you do have the pressures, especially like being an actor as well. It's like you have the pressures as like, what does the audience see me as? What do these producers see me as? What does this casting director see me as? Versus like, how do I feel as a person? And kind of having like, you know, you're never really Latina enough, or you're never really white enough for something. So I can totally see, you know, Matt's kind of feeling of being in between, also being raised by like his white mom and not being raised by his Black father. Like you kind of, in a way, like tread life, not really knowing who you are, but also having a deep sense of like where you do come from.
Right.
It's, you know, it can get a little confusing, but you know, I can sense the pressures that he kind of has.
Yeah.
So I think with him, you know, it is apparent that he is the first Black bachelor that we've had. And I think it would be a disservice to not point that fact out.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he had this talk with Chris Harrison before, even though it was staged. And Chris Harrison,
We weren't expecting you. Flowers and candles everywhere.
Yeah. But I did get the sense that he was basically saying, no matter what happens, I'm going to receive backlash, no matter who I choose, or whoever I fall in love with, I'm going to upset people. And I think that upsets him, and because he knows that unfortunately that's inevitable. And I don't think that we've ever had a bachelor come on and have to face that. Colton didn't come on and say, whoever I choose, people are going to be upset. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel
that's a
like
good point.
It's like a group, like people are going to be upset. And I think that, you know, even though it was a very small dialogue between him and Chris Harrison, at least there was a dialogue.
Yeah,
And,
I agree.
And so like, that's how, and you know, quite honestly, like the dialogue that we're having on this podcast is a dialogue that we have amongst friends, but we haven't had it, like, we haven't recorded it and put it out there into the world. It's something that's important and something that needs to be talked about. And, you know, I think it's education that's really going to help everybody if they're willing to actually listen. I mean, I've learned
it's education, but it's still education by osmosis.
You know? Yeah.
It's still education by osmosis. Whether they're listening or not, they're seeing it. And that's important.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us for this little segment, Ari. We will see you in a few moments, because you know how much I like to surprise Frace with his fashion corner. So
You got to be careful with the words even.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like Pavlov's dog over here.
I know. I don't want him to get
I'm salivating for fashion.
So thank you for tuning in with us for this brief moment, and we'll see you in a moment.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
So to go back into the Chris and Matt meeting, in that dialogue, that while there was so much beauty being discussed, Chris Harrison did say there's a phenomenal chance you could find love and get engaged, and then he just stopped talking because he knows nobody gets married anymore. It just doesn't happen. Like, so there, at least we're all getting closer and closer to that same page of this is all garbage, you know, like that's just really what it is. And but it's still fun. That doesn't mean it's not fun.
At the end of this journey, you might have a girlfriend, possibly.
Did you just drop the first journey of the season?
Well,
who knows what song we'll play here, but it'll be something that sounds epic, like a journey. Maybe we should switch over to the Hobbit soundtrack. Wasn't that thing called An Unexpected Journey?
Yeah, exactly.
So with
but I digress, which is where I live. When I digress, it's back to normalcy.
Yeah, Jet lives in the digression of life.
Yeah, exactly.
So with that, now I think it's time for these limo exits. Our first impressions.
Out of the limo, straight up to Mr. James, and then as they exit, he gets to watch about 100 yards of ass and calves. And that's exactly what he's doing with every female who gets out of the limousine. I'm sorry if it sounds crass, but it's just purely what's happening. And that's okay.
All right, so we're going to go into these limo exits. And here's the deal. My favorite part of every season is the limo exits. We get to meet these girls or guys for the first time. There are so many looks in this lineup that I feel like I'm all ready to tumble down this red carpeted stairwell into Frace's Fashion
I'm too sexy for
Corner.
my love. Too sexy for
Oh my gosh, I
love.
could not be
Love's
more
going
excited.
to
You
leave.
guys know that this is my favorite episode because this is when I get to talk about fashion. 32 stunning, beautiful women walking out of a limo, and I get to just, talk all things fashion. Luckily, we have a guru of makeup and hair with us. Arianna, thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna talk about fashion, and we're also gonna just talk about our first impressions. We're not in, and I'd like to invite, Chelsea, come into this corner with me. We got
I thought I was the guru of makeup and hair. Have you seen this bun?
Let's just all gather in the corner and just walk down this runway, okay?
Okay, let's kick us off with number 1, Brie.
I did not love the dress, okay? This is my personal opinion. I thought it had the hue of a green M&M. I do like the back of the dress. Jet, you, I believe, had mentioned that Matt James gets the honor or the privilege or whatever you want to call it,
of watching them leave.
Arianna, do you have anything to say about the makeup or the hair?
It was kind of refreshing that she wasn't completely made up for being the first girl out. And I also love that she was a woman of color coming out first. So we kind of see this new direction that the Bachelor and Bachelorette could be going into. I don't know. But Frace, I actually really like this color of the dress on her skin tone. I'm going to have to disagree with you.
I love that.
Thank you,
I
Arianna.
mean, it is very bright. I mean, yes, it is. But at the same time, I think it looks amazing on her skin tone. And I thought she looked beautiful. Beautiful and effortless.
This is why I love having guests. We can agree to disagree. At the end of the day, I'm right.
Moving on to number 2, Rachel.
Maybe I'm just a hater over here because I also I didn't love this dress in particular. But then when I saw it later, I liked it. So shows how much I know. I say I'm always right. Clearly, I'm not. So is it a green dress? Is it a black dress? I don't know. Oh, okay. It's a green dress. I like the dress now. I hate the heels though. So, get out of here.
Oh man. Yeah. Those heels, they were not it. And I agree with you. The dress was a little bit, at first I thought it was black. Then I was like, I think it's like a dark emerald, I would say. Maybe like a dark emerald. I thought with those earrings, it was either keep the earrings or put the hair back. Because for me, they were getting all caught in her hair, which wasn't.
I was thinking the same thing.
The best. But
that's not true. I was just thinking. I wish there were goldfish in those shoes.
All right, moving on to number 3, Sarah.
Sometimes when it comes to fashion, you say, listen, you make a bold choice and sometimes it doesn't work, and that's okay. This wasn't an extremely bold choice, however. It just fell a little short for me. Later on, by the way, I had the privilege of seeing her Instagram, the privilege, I just found it. And she had 3 looks that she was deciding between, and I chose A. She had A, B, and C dress. She chose C dress, A dress. If you guys get a chance, follow her on Instagram. We can drop that handle for you later. But the A dress I would have gone with. It was red. It was stunning. Arianna?
Okay. I don't want this. I like being positive about, women because I think everyone's beautiful. But, in the previews when we kind of got to see her, I was like, wow, this girl is absolutely stunning. To me, when we were seeing her before all the makeup, before everything, I was like, she's gorgeous. And I think with the makeup, she was still beautiful, but there's just a couple things. It's on the show, we know that the women get ready hours in advance and then they're sitting there and then your skin tends to get oily or it tends to makeup just tends to start moving around. So for me, I just felt like she's a beautiful girl. Her makeup didn't accentuate that and her dress was too short.
Jasenia, number 4.
I actually liked the cobalt color dress, and I thought her hair was really nice. It was beautiful and shiny. I don't know how she achieved that. Maybe Arianna can talk on that. Cut out the sides on the dress, fine with me.
I completely agree with you, Frace. I thought her hair looked great. It looked super shiny and smooth, and the dress was a great color for her, in her skin tone, and was great for her body type as well. I thought it really accentuated her body well. And the makeup colors that she kind of used were very great for her skin tone.
All right, number 5, Chelsea.
Okay, speaking of, she's one of my girls, which I couldn't be more excited about. This is the golden goose of fashion, in my opinion. I mean, I struck gold with this choice. Oh, it wasn't even a choice; it was luck, pure luck. Hat out of the name out of the hat. I'm so excited I can't even talk. This stunning woman comes out. I love her look. It's stunning. The dress. It's certainly a statement dress. In my opinion, this is our front runner for Frace's fashion goals.
I do not disagree with you at all. I think she was just so confident, and which made her even that much more beautiful. I love the kind of natural makeup that she was doing because it really just accentuated like her skin tone, the glowiness of it. I wish her lip color was just the slightest bit darker.
I really like her name. She has a great name.
Mm-hmm.
And she spells it the right way. Number 6, Mari.
Mari's in a basic pageant and sparkle low cut. Her entrance seemed rehearsed and just kind of like her dress. It's all out of love, but it all kind of fell a little flat for me. So
I hated her shoes because I feel like, yeah, she wants to be taller. Obviously, our bachelor is a tall guy, so a lot of the shorter girls are going to want to wear a higher heel, which I totally understand. But I think the dress was like a little bit too short for the height of the heel.
Number 7, Maggie.
Maggie's in a red dress. That is fine.
I don't know. I was just really excited to finally see a girl with curly hair. To finally see a girl with curly hair, like real curls, and that like she still looked polished, she still looked gorgeous, and it's just, I don't get to see that very often, so it made me super excited.
Number 8, Caroline. It's spelled like Carolyn.
Unfortunately, I just wrote no to this dress.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do like the color on her. I thought the gold color was nice on her. It was a gold dress. It was a gold dress.
Yeah. By the way, this is what people do all the time when people walk the red carpet. It's all from love,
It's
just our opinions. Just our accurate and right opinions.
I'm not apologizing.
Nope. Nope. Number 9, Sydney.
Another forgettable red dress.
I also wanted her to pull her hair back with that dress in particular because I think it had to do with like the neckline of the dress. Like it just needed to be back.
All right. Number 10, Kristen.
This is a mermaid bottom, which is a tough look, just simply for walking. I'm just not a big fan of the mermaid look in general, and that's just a personal preference of mine.
Well, she's my girl in a fantasy, so maybe she'll be quite the catch for him.
Ooh. All right. Moving on. Number 11, Anna.
Okay, so what we later find out is that this dress is being worn by 2 women.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, it's the crisscross red high neck dress, and she wore it better, in my opinion.
She's a cute, crazy copywriter.
Seems fun, but wears too much concealer.
Oh.
Number 12, Kayla.
Kayla, I like this dress. It accentuates the collarbone. Alicia and I had a debate over hoop earrings. I like hoop earrings. Alicia does not like hoop earrings. I love the North Carolina flavor. There's common ground there. I think she's going to be a lot of fun. I dig her whole vibe. Yeah.
I thought it was refreshing. I liked her hair. Thought she looked great. Her makeup was a little bit dark on her because she has like smaller eyes, so it was like a little bit dark for me. I think without it being so dark, it would have accentuated her eyes a lot more, but I think she's beautiful, so.
I love her, dude. Pulling up in an 80s F-150, I believe it was, maybe. The sassafras she's bringing, she's brash, she's bold, she knows who she is and what she wants. I could see how that could come across as a little annoying sometimes because I was like, you're bringing it heavy, but it reminded me a lot of myself, but I don't have that physical 10 designation that she has, therefore I'm an asshole. But like when she does it, it's like, oh, this is so cool. Look how strong she is. So I actually dug her a lot. I love Kayla.
I wrote 2 words for her. Front runner.
Oh, well, I have that in our rundown later.
Number 13, Serena C.
Not into the dress, then she slips, and I'm still not into the dress.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Serena P. You guys.
Serena is in green. I actually like the dress. I think I almost wrote the word love the dress. Sparkly, high and low, and I enjoyed her look.
Yeah, looked great. Simple hair and makeup went great with the dress. No complaints.
Number 15, Alicia.
Alicia is one of my girls, but I wasn't in love with the magenta dress, with the one-shoulder magenta dress.
To me, she looked like an ethnic Christine Taylor. Remember Christine? You know Christine Taylor, Ben Stiller's ex-wife, Dodgeball, of Dodgeball fame,
Oh.
rather. Beautiful, beautiful girl. So that's high praise.
I'm a dancer, so I like the point shoes. I thought it was cool. America to see
I did
ballet.
too.
That was nice.
I dug it.
I think it's good that it was actually a good, a very good dancer too.
Yeah,
So
she's
many
incredible.
so many times in our the things that we see on television, they have models that are dancing and they're not dancers. So it was nice to see an actual dancer.
She
So I
probably
will
was
say
like,
that.
she was a real dancer and had to quit because she got too old at 22 years old, you know? She's like geriatric.
Right.
Number 16, Sane. This goat is my favorite contestant, and you can't change my mind. That's all.
Mine too.
Okay.
Favorite.
There's a black dress, and then there's goat slippers, which ruin everything. I know you guys love her, so
I would have done it. If I was on the show, I would have done something stupid like that because you can't take yourself too seriously. You're on The Bachelor. I think she said like the GOAT, the greatest of all time, that they would be that was kind of I think where she was
and his
going.
initials are MJ.
Where she was going with this.
Gotcha.
slightly more. No, not sold on them at all.
That was number 17, Alana.
A red dress again. We saw the dress on Anna, and like I said before, Anna wore it better. They did like a little Lady and the Tramp, and so there was a big debate on like, is this a first kiss?
It is. It's the official first kiss because if you watch it, he goes in and she pulls back and sucks the noodle into her mouth. But he
Ooh.
goes in.
Careful.
That's why. Kylie.
I thought it was bold. I couldn't be happier that she was in lingerie, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, I liked it because it wasn't just I'm showing up in lingerie. It was help me decide my dress. You know, it wasn't just a cheap gimmick for me. I mean, yes, at the end of the day, she showed up in lingerie and she looked great in the lingerie. Listen, it's terrible for me to say no goat slippers, yes lingerie. But
Right.
guess what?
Can I say?
I'm me.
Yeah, I laughed so hard. But he's watching her walk away, and he goes, "I love her confidence." And you alluded to this last season, Frace. Is it really confidence? Is it admirable confidence when you look like that?
I think he chose the wrong dress though.
Oh.
I didn't like that red dress that he chose.
I agree.
Personal opinion. I didn't like it.
I agree 100%. I don't think
He
that
can't even pick out his own clothes.
He wasn't even looking at the dress. He was like, this one.
This one here.
Yeah.
I can't see from
You
up
know,
here.
All right, number 19, Abigail.
Blue dress is great. Sure.
Really liked her. Same.
Mhm.
No complaints. Thought she was great.
Number 20, Corinne.
I said, well, now the Who's begin.
Yeah.
And I simply just wrote another red dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least this one had ruffles.
Number 21, Mary Lynn.
Marilyn, no to the dress.
Yeah. Gone before I could even figure out how to spell her name is all I wrote.
Number 22, Imani.
It was so quick I didn't even get to catch the dress. I think she's a
Yeah.
realtor.
I just
Yeah.
told her to take in the view.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Number 23, Lauren, who drops a journey.
You already know my feelings about mermaid dresses. It's peach cupcake. I hate to use the word, and I'm going to use it. Tacky.
I didn't love the
There was-
dress. I didn't
there's
love the
also-
dress.
there's
I think
also
she's
sparkle-
beautiful though.
Number 24, Piper.
Blue dress, cut out. Okay.
She's one of my girls. I like her.
Yeah, I like her too. Another curly-haired girl. So I love that.
Number 25, MJ.
Speaking of curls.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is MJ. She's one of my girls. She's the last of my girls in the league.
Wow.
Low back on the black dress. I like her hair. I love the curls, and I, the pizza car entrance was a little cheesy, but I liked it.
Loved her hair. The only thing I kind of wrote it down, she didn't look like she was as comfortable in a gown like some of the other girls were.
Number 26, you guys, Katie time.
No, this dress is out of a Hannah Montana film.
Wow. What a reference. Deep track.
Is this Junior Prom or is this The Bachelor?
I feel like she should have put her hair in like a low chignon, like a little bun. I thought she should lose that necklace because you can't have the long earrings and have the necklace at the same time. Just didn't really work for me. And I hated her shoes.
Can you explain to the listeners and to one of the podcast hosts named Frace what a chignon is?
It's basically French, obviously. It's for a bun. It's a low bun situation. Low, loose little bun.
Yeah.
And now allow me to explain to everyone what a vibrator is.
She's just fun. She's a joke. Like
She's Anna Kendrick. Every season has every season of Bachelorette has a Zac Efron. Every season of this has the Anna Kendrick.
She's the Anna Kendrick, had a baby with Vanessa Bayer from SNL. And that's
a little bit.
Yeah.
Anna Bear.
Number 27, Amber.
On a bicycle built for two with a short white dress. That's all I got.
At least she's used to riding a bicycle with only one person on it.
Yep.
Getting out of there should be easier than one would expect.
Yeah.
Number 28, Kimberly.
A yellow dress and a fish equals a yield sign.
I thought it was a bold color choice to come out of the limo in that yellow. I wish her eyebrows had a better shape to them because that was the only thing I saw when I looked at her face.
Number 29, Cassandra.
Cassandra had a football uniform on, so I stopped watching.
That's time to turn Jet's fashion corner.
Jet, you.
The top, I really dug it because of the way the numbers accentuated her assets.
Yeah. She just needed some eyeliner.
Number 30, Ileana.
Why did she have a purse? Was it to hold the balls?
It was to hold the meatballs. Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, I do a lot of fantasy football drafts, and this was my third and final roster spot. Basically, Yahoo would give me a D- on this draft. I'm not feeling real excited about
Is that one of your girls?
My initial thought was, well, I'll have a lot more time to focus purely on the pod and not worry about actually, the fantasy league. Anyway, Ileana.
Number 31, my girl, bonus girl. Number 31, Kit.
I believe Kit is the youngest contestant. She's 21 and she's a fashion entrepreneur. She's very trendy. I love the hair. It's fashion forward. It is a Muppet dress with boots, but fashion has no rules, I guess. So I'm putting her at the top of some of my favorite looks for the evening. I mean, for me, from the fashion corner, it's a thumbs up for me.
Number 32, Queen Victoria, who puts her best foot forward and trips.
This is obviously the producer plant, the producer Rose, the
100%.
the one that we're spoon fed to hate, and I've already taken that spoon down because I do not like this human. No, that's not true. She's playing her role well, I guess.
There you go.
If that's so, I have to give her kudos for that. But overall, my word is no for everything.
I do think, and you know how they always show all the girls. They show all the girls looking at them like. I also
Giving
think
that
that Bachelor Nation is aware of producer plans, whether they talk about it openly or not. They know what's going on, and I think all these girls are hyper aware of it. They've watched enough seasons, and I think that those girls are going, I think that's the damn plant. That means I have actually got to watch out around her because she's being, baited. I'm being baited into things with her, and she's going to be interfering. And I think they're all just kind of going, oh God, that's the one. Okay. I don't think it's like personal. I think they're just annoyed.
Yeah.
I have an idea. Can we all give our best Queen Victoria contestant side eye when she walks in the room? Ready? 3, 2, 1. That's pretty good. I like it a lot.
I thought you were gonna ask for like a wave.
And a wave.
No.
Because I'm waving goodbye to the fashion corner.
Oh yeah.
And Arianna, thank you so much for joining us. Oh my goodness.
Aw, this is awesome, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank
We'll see you again this season for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So there's a lot that goes down before the Rose Rundown. There's a prayer on The Bachelor. They nailed that demographic, right? I loved, okay, Reverend Matt. I loved that. I don't remember who said it, but I loved it. I think Rachel has some great moments. I think Serena P has a good chess time. I think Kit and Victoria Tiffs are fun. It's why we watch the show. I love when Piper says, my heart just like literally went to my butt. I think Bree crushes it because of the parental relationships. I think Abigail is clearly going to go far. And she gets that first real kiss, not the first kiss, but the first real kiss with that first impression rose. Do we have anything to say about this epic girl time with Matt James?
First of all, I'm into the prayer because it establishes something that we don't have to deal with on the back end. Nobody's going to be surprised that Matt James is religious.
Yes,
Yeah,
Frace.
no
I said at least he didn't wait till fantasy suites to insist on prayer.
And it's important to him. And if that's important to him, he should be sharing that from the get-go. And it also lets them know, hey, maybe I should rethink about my time on this show, because if I'm not ready to like pray every night with this guy, maybe he's not the guy for me. I think it's great that he put it out right from the beginning. Sarah, I like her. The chess club is nice. She'll be fun and young. I liked the sweet tea toast that him and what's her name?
Kayla.
Yeah, thank you. I like that. I thought that was cute. I think a lot of these girls really crushed their limited time with him.
I love the women who just are getting so nervous about the first impression rose. Do you have any self-awareness? Look around the room, sweetheart. If you don't know where you stand, you ain't getting the first impression rose. Like, I'd just be like, well, it's not gonna be me because I haven't talked to him. And yeah, he loves pandas because they eat and pass out. I loved when he said that. I love pandas because they eat and pass out.
That was amazing.
Chelsea, I was going to kind of, I actually think he's kind of fun. I just think, I think he's super nervous. And
I think so too, Frace.
It starts to come out, like, right after the prayer when he said the thing about the vibrator, I was like, well, he's a fun guy. I think he'll be fun.
Oh, the Anna Kendrick stuff was exhausting. Like, I like it. It's fine, the vibrator. But people need to learn when to stop with the joke. You know, they really need to figure it out. Like, you did it. It's awesome. And it actually did well for you. I think it worked to her benefit at the beginning. But the more you do it, the less interesting you become, because it's like, do you not have you can't like pivot?
Do we want to talk a little bit about Abigail?
Sweet, endearing, lovely. I mean, what else can we say? I love that she, was vulnerable. She obviously made a huge impression on him, and how could she not? I mean, I think it was lovely. She's
hearing impaired, and so we definitely do applaud what she's accomplished by even being here. But she's also gorgeous. That doesn't mean she ain't gorgeous, and she's come a long way for apparently what she views as an impairment. But I mean, like I said, I think she's cool and pretty. So I'd go on a date with her, and that wouldn't be an issue, I'd think,
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Does Abigail get the first impression rose, or is this a pop quiz?
Oh.
All right. First impression facts. Here we go. Frace, you mentioned earlier that Kit is the youngest contestant at 21. Who is the oldest contestant, and how old is she?
Okay, so this is going to be very different than Claire. I said it. Got to put a dime in the jar.
Gotta put a dollar.
Not a nickel. That's a dollar. I'm going to say the oldest contestant is 32.
You're correct.
Do you have a guess of who it is?
I'm going to throw out the name Sarah.
I would say Kayla.
All right. Maggie from Ethiopia is 32.
Oh.
Okay. Y'all know how I feel about the 23-year-olds in this show. Like Colton season, it was all about Tayshia and the 23-year-olds because Tayshia was clearly older. How many 23-year-olds are there on this season?
Roughly 32. No.
You have to say 31. You already got the 32-year-old right, actually.
All right, I'm gonna say 8 of them are 23.
I'm gonna go with 10.
Wow. All right. Well, there are 2. MJ and Piper are the only 23-year-olds. But I will say, thank you, producers. The majority of the ladies in this season are over 25. How many women have the title marketing in their job title?
I'm going to guess 11.
Marketing, I'm going to go 6.
Ooh,
That
Jet's
wasn't too bad.
closer. There are
Yeah.
5. 5 marketing ladies. Now is the time for the Rose Rundown.
Whoa.
Wow. Woo! Winded. I joined you there, Jet. Amazing.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
Bree.
Good choice.
I am Moana.
Rachel.
Frontrunner.
Oh, sweet Mila Kunis.
Chelsea.
Fashion frontrunner.
Bold.
Sarah.
Personal like.
Eyebrows.
That was my second thing.
MJ.
Solid curly choice.
Kenny G.
Serena P.
Top 3.
She actually looks familiar to me, like in life.
Kayla.
I wrote the word mature.
F-150. Let's talk about this girl's torque, dude. You know?
Kristen.
Pretty who?
I got a Michelle Obama vibe. I'm a fan.
My girl Kit.
Fashion forward. 21.
Demi 2.0.
Maggie.
International traveler.
The gift of the Magi.
Piper.
Sure.
Well, at least you'll still have his same last name when this is all said and done, regardless of whether or not you get roses.
Mari.
The poor man's Kardashian.
I just wrote Kardashian. I forgot the poor man's part, but that's kind of implied, I think, with this one.
Eliana.
Balls.
Must have been some delicious meatballs.
Jasenia.
Shiny hair.
Love the name.
Kylie.
Lingerie.
Chelsea, she reminds me of Liza.
Is that a friend of yours, Chelsea?
Eliza.
Is she an actress?
Yes.
Mary Lynn.
The narrator?
When he said Mary Lynn, I thought he said barely in, and it still made sense to me.
Serena C.
Okay.
Yeah, she's fun.
Lauren.
Who won?
Never seen her in my life.
Sydney.
Who to?
I mean, ditto.
Alana.
Oh, I just wrote dress debacle.
Ah, yeah. To me, she looked like a Cusack. Like a Joan Cusack type.
Katie.
Buzzword.
Nice buzzword. Very nice.
Anna.
Hannah Bama.
That's a good reference, actually. I just wrote, going home is not an option. And then they kept her perfectly timed to lead into...
Victoria.
Producer Rose.
Yeah, and Matt hated doing it. I mean, she is the plant of plants, dude. I've decided I'm going to start calling her Audrey, too. She's the plant of plants, dude. This girl is out of control. Audrey, too.
Yeah.
Victoria. I think we can all get on board with that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. So,
Feed me airtime.
so we have to say farewell to Carolyn with her lavender. Alicia, the ballerina. Sunny, my favorite goat. Corinne, Amani, Amber, Kimberly, and Cassandra. But in the previews, we see that there's more women that come on the show.
What is going on?
Ugh.
We have
NBK is
the
back.
league. More bonus girls for people.
Oh, no, those are people who've been in former leagues. Whoever had MBK still has her. That's the rule. If they had MBK before, they're going to still have her.
It's probably Chelsea Gilligan.
You're so right.
God, you're so right.
And by the way, this guy let go some of the hottest night one drops I've ever seen. He was watching him walk away sometimes, and I think he's like, I didn't even see that girl. Why did I not give a... Dude, there were some hotties walking away. The ballerina girl, Alicia, she's going to be on Paradise from just this one night probably.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, you guys are all fans of hers. Yeah, that's nice.
I know what you don't like about her. It's the name.
Yeah.
For our viewers, Frace's girlfriend's name is Alicia.
I know, and you're all like wondering. You're like, Frace has a girlfriend?
She's the one responsible for all the blasts you see that like blow your mind because she's kicking ass on our social. So
yeah, she's crushing it for sure.
All right. In the words of Chris Harrison, I wish them all the very best, whatever that may look like. This has been
Jets
and Frace
and Chelsea, leaving you with these parting hashtags. Hashtag limos and roses. Hashtag fashion. Hashtag Frace first. Hashtag some cabs. Hashtag boobs. Hashtag lightsaber. Hashtag Chris Harrison. Hashtag not La Quinta. Hashtag fashion corner. Hashtag zoomcast. Hashtag pop quiz. Hashtag showering Matt. Hashtag Arianna Rosario. We are all here for the right reason.
So there's another episode coming up apparently.
Yeah, apparently so, and we're gonna get Colton showers. No, wait, it's Matt showering all the time. There's gonna be milk baths and balloons, and whoa, new girls. Heather shows up, and then there's gonna be like truth bombs and crying. It's gonna basically be another season of The Bachelor.
Yeah. My one takeaway from the highlights was that Chris Harrison could drive a stick. So you take it from there, Frace.
Yeah, here's the thing. Chris Harrison asks Matt if he's okay, and he's sitting on the curb, and he's like crying, and he's like, "No, I'm not okay." And I was like, "Yeah, you're not okay because this is the first time I've seen you without socks."
Oh, that's true.
What?
Also, hey, you know what just hit me actually? As Chris opened the F-150 driver's side door, there was a pillow to help boost up Kayla. You know who else might need a pillow if they were driving an F-150?
I don't know, somebody who's not Matt,
Not the
like
tallest.
not very tall. Yeah, not very tall. Maybe
Not
like
a big person.
not
like
short. Maybe just Lil.
Everybody!